Mike Tyson recently delivered a startling wake-up call to Jake Paul after knocking him out cold in a supposedly casual sparring session following his recent fight with Mike Perry. Tyson invited Jake over, but it was anything but relaxed. Within less than a minute, Paul was on the canvas. Despite his many excuses, the reality was clear. Jake, known for his flashy moves and big talk, struggled against a true boxing legend. He may put on a show against MMA fighters and non-boxers, but his weaknesses show when he faces seasoned boxers like Tommy Fury or, of course, Tyson. The buzz is that Tyson, now medically cleared and back in peak form, is ready to return to the ring with the power and energy of his 1980s self. He's not here for cameos or exhibition matches. Tyson is in serious fighting shape, poised to throw down. And while Paul may have entered the session with confidence, the experience left him with more questions than answers. What started as a friendly sparring match turned into a much more intense display, showing that the boxing world's baddest man is still a force to be reckoned with. The hidden gems of the boxing world, sparring sessions are where legends are made and strategies are meticulously fine-tuned. Though not officially recorded, these sessions are invaluable. Fighters use them to test their skills, evaluate strengths and weaknesses, and prepare for future battles. They're more than just about throwing punches, they're about learning, adapting, and honing instincts. So when Mike Tyson stepped into the ring with Jake Paul for a sparring session, it was a decision rooted in strategy and psychological insight. Why Tyson chose to spar with Jake may seem curious at first. Tyson is a seasoned legend, while Jake is a social media star turned boxer. However, Tyson saw this as a chance to observe Jake up close, to see if his skill and confidence were more than just hype. He wanted to test Jake's mettle, to see if he could withstand the intensity of facing a real heavyweight. It was a brilliant, strategic move, one that went beyond simple training and into the realm of mental challenge. The sparring session with Tyson gave him a prime opportunity to assess Jake Paul's strengths and weaknesses in a controlled setting. You'd think it would be a friendly little session, right? Wrong. Within the first minute, Jake found himself flat on the canvas, knocked out cold by the legendary Iron Mike.
As if he was some
True
kind
to
of
form,
chosen one.
Jake blamed his
But
loss
guess
on
what?
the aches and
Mike
bruises
Tyson
from his recent fight with Mike Perry, claiming he wasn't at his best. But let's dig a little deeper. Before Jake...
What are you doing? Mike Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything. The biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure.
Jake's match with Perry, Tyson had actually advised him against it. Tyson, with his years of experience and insight, saw the potential disaster coming a mile away. He'd warned Jake, "You're not ready for this," but Jake didn't listen. Caught up in the hype, he was eager to stay in the spotlight, determined to prove himself no matter the risk. Mike Perry, however, isn't just any fighter. He's a brutal force in the bare-knuckle fighting championship BKFC. His fights are notoriously vicious, with opponents often emerging battered and bloodied. Tyson's warning had been clear. The damage from such a fight wouldn't heal overnight, and stepping into the ring with Perry could have lasting consequences. But Jake's need for attention overpowered his better judgment, leading him to ignore the advice of a boxing legend. Now, as the aftermath unfolds, Tyson's warning has proven spot on. Jake's body, already bruised
But I don't know, my arms are sore as
and beaten, simply wasn't in any shape for another grueling session with a powerhouse like Tyson. Even in a sparring session, Tyson, the seasoned strategist, must have anticipated this outcome. When Jake Paul hit the canvas, it wasn't just a knockout, it was the result of poor decisions and ignored advice. What's intriguing is how Tyson's foresight played out so precisely. With his experience, Tyson's warning to Jake was more than just a tip. It was a reminder of the sport's harsh realities. He knew Perry's punishing hits would leave Jake vulnerable, and that's exactly what happened. Jake's recent fight left him in no condition to face Tyson, even for a casual session. Jake Paul, ever the entertainer, didn't want to miss another moment in the spotlight, even if it meant risking his health. But Tyson's knockout wasn't just physical, it was a wake-up call. It highlighted the importance of heeding seasoned pros, recognizing the risks, and not letting a hunger for fame cloud one's judgment. Jake's obsession with the limelight drives his entire career. Every fight, tweet, and Instagram post is a calculated move to stay visible and talked about, keeping him trending at all costs. Paul has mastered the art of self-promotion, turning every bout into a media spectacle. Remember his fight with Ben Askren on April 17, 2021? The lead-up was a media circus, and his knockout win wasn't just a boxing match, it was the climax of a carefully crafted story. Tyson's knockout, however, may be the reality check Jake needs to balance fame with wisdom. Weeks of trash talk and constant self-promotion keep Jake Paul in the spotlight, but this relentless hype also raises the pressure to deliver each time, pushing stakes to dizzying heights. The catch: chasing fame over strategy and skill is like walking a tightrope over snapping crocodiles. Jake's obsession with maintaining his celebrity status often overshadows the need for disciplined, focused training. Boxing isn't just about showmanship, it's about relentless preparation, grueling workouts, and the mental toughness to withstand intense pressure. By prioritizing his public image, Jake risks neglecting the very skills that brought him success. One misstep, one overlooked detail in training, and it could all come crashing down. The potential for a downfall is ever present if Jake continues to prioritize hype over hard work. He could face a harsh reality where his career's rise is followed by a swift, unexpected fall. The boxing world is unforgiving, and fans can turn on a dime if you don't deliver. A few bad performances, and Jake Paul's reputation could be in jeopardy. His December 18, 2021, fight against Tyron Woodley was a wake-up call. Sure, Jake won, but it was tougher than expected, raising questions about his preparedness and longevity in the sport. The media frenzy around Jake Paul is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it keeps him in the spotlight, ensuring he's always the center of attention. On the other, it subjects him to extreme scrutiny and pressure. Jake thrives on controversy, using it as a strategic tool to stay relevant. His public feuds, like the ongoing spat with UFC President Dana White, aren't just petty, they're calculated moves to keep his name in the headlines. Every bold claim or controversial statement is crafted to provoke reactions and keep the media cycle spinning around him. Boxing isn't just an old-fashioned idea, it's the backbone of the sport, demanding both immense physical and mental fortitude. The respect shared between fighters is a recognition of their mutual struggle. Legends like Muhammad Ali set the gold standard for this. Ali was known for his sharp trash talk, but he always paired his bravado with genuine respect for his opponents, balancing showmanship with dignity. A powerful example of Ali's sportsmanship came after his grueling thriller in Manila fight against Joe Frazier on October 1, 1975. It was one of the most brutal bouts in boxing history, with both fighters pushing themselves to their absolute limits. When Ali emerged victorious, he didn't boast or diminish Frazier's effort. Instead, he recognized Frazier's remarkable skill and resilience. Despite their fierce rivalry, their respect for one another as athletes and men was clear. In contrast, Jake Paul's approach lacks this sense of sportsmanship. His focus on controversy and relentless self-promotion overshadows the respect and dignity that boxing legends like Ali brought to the sport. While Ali understood that boxing was not just about winning or losing but about mutual respect, Jake's behavior falls short of this legacy, reflecting a departure from the sport's honorable roots. For warriors who share the ring, balancing showmanship with respect is crucial to preserving boxing's dignity and honor. Jake Paul's approach, prioritizing spectacle over respect, risks damaging the sport's revered traditions. His public humiliation of fighters like Mike Perry isn't an isolated incident, it's part of a broader pattern that generates social media buzz at the expense of sportsmanship. For instance, after their sparring session on November 27, 2021, Jake's derogatory comments about Perry clashed with the spirit of respect that should define boxing. Now, Jake is taking aim at Mike Tyson, making remarks about Tyson's health and suggesting he might be too weak to keep up, but Jake may not understand the intensity he's inviting. Tyson's training methods are legendary, bizarre to some, but fiercely effective. At 57, Tyson's comeback isn't about simply returning to the ring, it's about proving that his unconventional routines, honed over decades, still pack a devastating punch. These training methods, combining mental focus and brutal physical endurance, have been fine-tuned to maintain his strength and stamina. So what's going to happen when these two meet in the ring? Will Jake's tactics and bravado stand a chance against Tyson's raw power and seasoned expertise, or will this be the match that ends Jake's boxing dreams? Share your thoughts on who you think will emerge victorious.